Tonight, we prepare to enter election season. Well, at least for some of you. Unlike the presidential campaigns that dominate the headlines or the statewide races that pack our polls, this November we focus on the most local races, mayors, school boards, a direct referendum on taxes. It's important stuff. It's just quiet, and it takes a little time to figure out who or what, if anything, is actually on your 2023 ballot. The good news is people have good intentions. In South Carolina, there are well over 3 million registered voters, and if someone with a TV camera asks almost any of them about casting a ballot, are you planning to vote this November?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes,
what
sir.
are you going to vote on?
Everyone
says they intend to vote on something. It's just this November. Are you going to vote?
For sure.
On what?
Everything I can.
Well, do you know anything that's on your ballot this November?
Well, the primaries, right?
Well, that's next year.
Okay, I don't know then.
Off-year elections can be tough. Planning to vote in November?
Yes.
On what?
What we're voting for in November.
Can you think of what's on the ballot in November?
No.
That's in part because for many voters, there is no ballot. This year is mostly for municipal elections and special tax districts that don't apply to everyone. In Greenville County alone, there are 50 to 60,000 people with absolutely nothing to vote for this November. And for some of those who do, there isn't much of a choice. Like the Brookfield Special Tax District only affects a handful of voters off of Pelham Road. It has 2 open seats on the ballot and 0 candidates. A single write-in vote could win.
We have poll workers who will be on the job and they will have their book with them so they can have something to read.
Which isn't to say these elections are not important, because they definitely can be. Greenville will elect a mayor. In Spartanburg County, voters will decide whether to extend a 1-cent sales tax to pay for improved roads, and they'll elect several new school board trustees. In Pickens County, there are races within city limits. What's on the ballot in November?
Mayoral elections as well as council elections, and then for Easley, the combined utilities.
Plus, unlike the more crowded elections, a single vote carries more weight in these smaller races. Last year, when the state elected a new governor, more than 50% of eligible voters cast a ballot. This time,
we usually feel pretty good if we get between 20 to 25% turnout from eligible voters.
And that may be pretty optimistic. These off years are also a good time to make sure you're prepared for the winter. Presidential preference primaries for both parties are on the calendar in February. And because registration closes 30 days ahead of each election, now might be the best time to check yours.
There is no reason not to go ahead and do it. Going ahead and doing that now provides you with many more opportunities.
You want to make sure that you are registered at your current address, and that's really important.
That way, everyone who intends to vote in 2024 can. So, a couple things to keep in mind this year. First, as always, you can check a sample ballot through the State Election Commission. Easy link to do that when you find this story at WSPA.com. Keep in mind, again, you may not have a ballot this year, and your polling place might be different from the one you're used to. Spartanburg County just consolidated several precincts. In Greenville County, voters in those fire district races usually would vote at the fire station, not at their usual polling place. So check with your county election office to make sure you know where to go. Finally, one more issue that we decided was too big and too important to include in this November preview. It's trust. That trust that your vote will be counted accurately. That issue deserves its own report, and we're going to do a special report on that issue this time next week.